Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a Porsche Macan T. Before we get into this video though, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Porsche Salt Lake for giving me some time with this Macan T. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Matt Hendry. He's one of the brand ambassadors here at the Porsche Salt Lake. And so yeah, like I said, link to their inventory in the description down below. And then as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 261 horsepower and then 295 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, you guys can see kind of boxy with the design in terms of the lines, but then the shape is more rounded off, especially look at the headlight design there, for example. Then you guys can see a little turn signal indicator down below, and then everything here is pretty much just blacked out. This isn't a perfect frontal view, but there's kind of the front of the Macan. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 265 40 21 in the front and then 295 35 21 in the rear. And you can see with the wheels, you got the silver mixed with the metallic gray. And then I like the darker coloration there with the brake caliper as well. And then we've got the Macan T logo there on the side, and you guys can see it's painted here. And then look at the mirror cap, how that's also painted as well. And then here is your full side view, and those wheels with all of the spokes really pop on this one. And then taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got the opening here for the hatch with the Porsche logo there at the top, and looks like a car, it's cool. And then taking a look at the cargo area here in the back, you guys can see that even though the Macan's a smaller SUV, it's still pretty spacious. We also have a cargo cover built in from the factory. And when you're all done, you can lock it and close it. You can just close it, whatever you want. We've got the cool Porsche light bar design here in the back, and you can see, again, Macan T. And then look how crazy aggressive those exhaust tips are with the diffuser. And then wrapping things up, let me guys think about the overall design here with the Macan. And then taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see soft touch here, and I like this trim that goes across. Then we've got some nice stitching down below. And then taking a look at the seats, perforated all down the center portion. And then look at this with the seatbelt coloration. And then legroom in the back's really good. We also have a little storage pocket. We've got our own vents here, heated seats, USBs down below. And then headroom, it's good. And then taking a look at the front door panel again, you can see with the softer touch trim here at the top, and then the trim that goes across, and then all of the stitching here. We've got all of our window controls, mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. We also have our memory seat function, and then blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. Porsche emblem there at the top, and then again perforated all down the center portion. All of our power adjustments on the side with the lumbar, Macan T there on the side as well. And then you get your light control here, and then this is actually the ignition. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see soft touch all around, and then look at the darker stitching there on the center. We've got a drive mode select here, and then you can see paddle shifters there on the back for the 7-speed dual clutch. Practical controls in the front, like your voice command controls, all of that. And then we've got all of our stocks here on the back too. Now the Macan still utilizes Porsche's older gauge cluster, which I really like because the analog I think looks really cool. And then you do still have a practical screen there on the side, where you can see different bits of vehicle information. Really nice trim across the dash with all of the stitching here. Of course, we've got the Sport Chrono clock. And then down below with the screen, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel and resolution with that's really sharp. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, we've got this shortcut bar here on the side. Quick response time overall, so easy enough to use. And then I like how we have some analog controls at the bottom for like the volume and everything. Now you still have a real shifter here with this. It just feels like you're doing something substantial when you put it into gear. Got our dual zone climate controls. We got heated and ventilated seats. That's for the suspension adjustment. And then we actually have an off-road mode, which I think is hilarious. Got some storage here with the cup holders, and then more storage in the center console. Nice trim on the top, by the way. Same thing here. And then look at the handle there on the glove box. Very fancy. That's super soft. And then at the very top, we do have a panoramic sunroof. And then we also have some practical controls here for like the parking sensors, for example, to open up the sunroof, garage door openers, all of that. Now here's a quick look at the window sticker for the Macan T. You can see the base price there, and then this does have some options added to it. And then after all options and everything, this total price on this is $76,040. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both the mirrors. Throw this to the rear, and we got to reverse out, tight parking lot, and then we will set off. Nice with the camera system resolution. And this doesn't have a 360 camera, but I would say I don't think it needs it because this is not a massive SUV. And so I think that visibility as it sits is more than adequate with this. Man, I got lucky this time. Normally it takes forever to get out of here because there's just always a lot of traffic on this road, but yeah, that was quick. That was quick. Now with the Macan, it's, you know, the Macan T to be more specific, this is a sportier SUV, so it is going to be a little bit firmer with the suspension, but it's not uncomfortable. And the seats in this are actually really nice with the bolstering and everything. They're actually kind of wider with the bolsters, so you know, I'm like 210 pounds and I can fit very well in these seats, and I've got like a wider back. I go to the gym, guys, a little bit, and so like, yeah, I can fit in these seats comfortably. So if you're a bit of a bigger person, then this car will still be comfortable. And aside from that, turn signal sound is interesting. I will say, even though this has a dual clutch, I have not noticed so far. That's how smooth Porsche transmissions are. It's just, it's really nice. Like it quite a bit. And the cabin's pretty well insulated. It's kind of like a colder, windier day today. Not like horribly windy, but there's a little bit. It's kind of the Utah thing. And yeah, not bad. Yeah, over the bumps and everything, again, the suspension handles it well. It's a firmer feel, but the car stays nice and planted. It doesn't do anything funky, as you might say. Now, aside from that, we're gonna... Wow, that's quick with the drive mode change. It's just like, boom, downshift. Look at that. Sport Plus. Oh, you get little pops out of the exhaust. That's pretty cool. Wasn't expecting that. That's a funny bumper sticker. I miss Nick's. And of course it's on a Subaru of all cars. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, let's that's funny. Let's get our acceleration here. Well, partial acceleration, then we'll get another one up here in a moment. Look at the look at the dial for the transmission. It is just so quick. And it's smooth too. Man, I wish more cars had... If more cars had automatics like this, then I think more people would be like less interested in the electric side of things and more interested in these, because this drives so well. Like, just... Like, that's so good. Such a fantastic transmission. So to sum things up with the Macan T, you might be wondering, you know, I don't know, should you get this instead of jumping up to an S because the S has more power in the V6, or should you get this over the, you know, base model Macan? And you know, my answer is it depends on what you're looking for out of the Macan. I would say that the base model is probably a little bit better at the, you know, daily driving stuff, because it's not as I guess sport tuned as the Macan T would be a way to put it. This feels a little bit firmer compared to the base. So if you're kind of wanting more of a daily, they're both daily drivable. Let's make sure we're clear about that. But if you want, I guess, like if you're looking for a more daily drivable, the Macan T kind of does, or sorry, the regular Macan does that. But if you want a little bit more sportiness, a little bit of a sportier edge, then that is where this Macan T comes in over the regular Macan. It's just a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, let me know which one you guys would go for.